UEFA Champions League football returns for the second leg games in the semi-final. 5-4 PSG beaten Bayern Munich in Paris, and then also in Madrid, it was Atletico Madrid also joined 1-1 against Arsenal. In the next couple of days, these teams will be going head-to-head again for two places in the grand finale of the UEFA Champions League. But then, after witnessing some mouth-watering clashes in the first leg, certainly there could be quite a lot more to expect in the second leg games. On Tuesday, you have Arsenal against Atletico Madrid. And on Wednesday, that game that produced historic numbers would also be played at the Allianz Arena in Munich. I have here with me two top talents, top brains as far as football analysis is concerned. I'll be taking their thoughts on what we should expect from these games coming up in the UEFA Champions League. Now, before I begin with what I have for you today, don't forget that you can win some money for yourself by predicting some of the games. Let's start off with that Tuesday game, Courage, at the Emirates. And we've seen Arsenal actually being the best team in the UEFA Champions League up until this point in time, where people believe they are out of steam. But to play 1-1 away against Atletico Madrid, do you fancy Arsenal going through?
As I sit here now, I still maintain that the best team in the Champions League and the team I take to win this year's Champions League is still Arsenal. To go all the way from England or Emirates to the Stadio Metropolitano in Spain is not a joke. That team is a traditional club. It's a club that plays with so much passion, aggressiveness, and then they will do everything to win. But then, even with the fact that Arsenal even had to score the first goal before they coming back, it's a huge statement people want to underrate. I don't see Atletico Madrid coming to the Emirates Stadium to do any wonders or any miracle. It will never happen. Arsenal are going to beat them and then go into the Champions League final and then subsequently win the Champions League. That's what I have in mind right now. That's what, per my analysis, that's what I think right now. But then let's analyze the game itself. It was a game that would have been easily won by Atletico Madrid, maybe 3-1, 4-1. Because look at even the opportunity Ademola Lookman alone missed. The chances that Griezmann and Alvarez also missed. These are very, very good chances that on any day, strikers should be putting them at the back of the net. But then you look at a goalkeeper like David Raya, top goalie. He's one of the best goalkeepers, if not the best goalkeepers in the world currently. I don't think there's any goalkeeper above him. Only Courtois, but Courtois hasn't been consistent this year. So this year is David Raya. So he was also in the post for a reason, and then he performed his task very, very well today. So I think it was a game that didn't produce goals. Chances were created. I don't lie. Arsenal created so many chances. Atletico also on the other hand created and then missed so much chances. So if you look at the SG for both teams, they were very, very high, which means that we could have seen more goals than we actually saw. So this is a game that both teams went into the game with so much caution. No team wanted to risk it. They were all being very, very cautious and then playing in the middle particularly. But then that was where Arsenal dominated, because Zubimendi is a player that knows the Spain terrain very, very, very well. He has been in Spain for all his life before until moving to London just recently. So he knew the tactical approach from El Cholo. And then also on the other side, you could see that they were also very, very leadership in the midfield of Atletico Madrid. Okay, it needs no introduction. These players are players very, very disciplined, and then players who are willing to go all out for their team to win. So it was a very, very nice game, though it didn't produce goals. But then I particularly enjoyed it, and then I think the second half will be even more cagey than what we witnessed in the first one.
I think you're expecting a cagey second leg at the Emirates. Arsenal against Atletico Madrid.
It's always going to be cagey when Atletico Madrid is the same goal. Yeah, this is not a team that's going to go gun blazing. You understand? It's not a team that's going to go full attacking football. And if what they are playing this season, you realize that they are not really playing that well, because they've lost a lot more in the Spanish La Liga compared to the couple of seasons ago. But they tend to perform when it matters the most. You understand? Look at how they were able to beat Barcelona. So when it matters, they come to the party. And the most important thing is the fact that they kept the scoreline at 1-1. So going into the second leg, it is not an open game, but the approach is going to be tactically different, because Cholo goes to England. Is he going to set up in the defensive shape, or is he going to go full attacking? It is quite difficult to predict what he's going to do. But what I can say is that Arsenal would have to get a goal first, because should Atletico Madrid get a goal first, it's going to be difficult for Arsenal to come back and then score. If you realize, Arsenal this season are not really good at coming back from going down. So it will be easier for them to get a goal first, like they did in the first leg. Then the onus would then lie on Atletico Madrid to come out and then get a goal. So invariably, it is then going to force Arsenal, led by Mikel Arteta, to go out there and attack. But you see, I have a problem with Madrid, because in the absence of Saka, the attack is very blunt. You understand me? So I just pray that Saka is fully fit and should be able to start the game. Should Saka be able to start the game, then the dynamics are going to change. But on the day, I expect that it's still going to be cagey, because the two teams are defensively solid. They are good. Attacking wise, they are not going to get you a lot of goals. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be just a slight, a margin of error that's going to lead to either of them winning. But I expect Arsenal to carry them.
Do you expect Arsenal to go through to the finals?
Yes.
You think Arsenal have got what it takes?
I've always maintained this.
Unfortunately, I don't side with them. I think Atletico Madrid should go through based on experience, though. But that's not the only game we are looking at, because in Munich on Wednesday night, another blockbuster. Certainly, the world will come to a stop, because Bayern Munich will be playing against Paris Saint-Germain, the defending champions of the UEFA Champions League. Atiga, you are in PSG colors. I don't know if you're actually a true fan of Paris Saint-Germain, but with that 1-goal lead, a slender 1-goal lead heading to the Allianz Arena, you'd say that PSG, as defending champions and carrying a 1-goal advantage, are still favourite to qualify to the finals?
Absolutely not. You understand? I mean, over the weekend, Bayern came back from 3 goals down. You understand? To beat Mainz.
Yeah.
Yes, if I'm right. But PSG is total animal altogether. Yes, I mean they can. I see that the two teams cancel each other out when it comes to attacking football. The only variant in there is Harry Kane. There's absolutely nobody in world football currently who does what Harry Kane does. Do you understand? I mean, getting you goals, getting you assists, getting you the general, getting you the general aspect of the game. It's more like a Floyd Mayweather in boxing. You understand? He understands the ring generalship. He understands what he has to do on the pitch. When it becomes difficult, he can drop deep and then get you, create spaces here and there. But one goal deficit for Bayern is not at all order. You understand? It is nothing. Which they can extinguish even in the first couple of minutes in the second round. So what is going to happen is that we are still going to see attacking football in display, because Vincent Kompany is not going to lay out in the defensive.
Wow.
You see, Kompany has indicated that this is the style of football I am brought out to understand and appreciate. Even when it was at Burnley, where they never had the quality, where they never had the money to spend to buy players who can play that kind of football, he instilled that discipline in them to the extent that even when they were fighting relegation, even when they were losing, like 4-0, 5-0, they were still having a go at teams like Chelsea, like Chelsea, City, and Liverpool. So that should tell you that having given the opportunity to lead a team like Bayern, with the kind of quality that they have, with the kind of squad that they have, playing attacking football has become more his go-to formation. You understand? So it is. I would say that. Forget tactics, forget information, but football IQ, individual quality is what is going to carry the day, either for Paris Saint-Germain or Bayern Munich. But I believe that Bayern Munich should be able to go through.
Let me take your thoughts quickly. If you also think Bayern Munich, because Vincent Kompany also asserted that it's impossible for a team to concede 5 goals in the first leg of a semi-final game and advance. But then also they scored 4 times in the first leg. So even though it's somewhat impossible, he also understands the fact that to score 4 away from home. Do you think Bayern Munich are favourites now heading back to the Allianz Arena?
Hell no. PSG are the defending champions for a reason. They are not falling back. PSG up front is a sensational team. goals are coming from all angles, not just maybe a certain Dembele producing goals, but then even when it gets tough, we've seen John Neves, who's a defensive midfielder, score twice. Vitinha has done it, even scored in the previous game against Chelsea before meeting Bayern. So Hakimi can give you goals. Even Nuno Mendes can give you goals. Marquinhos, when it matters most, can come in with a header or some sensational goal. So goals are coming from all angles. They are not depending on one particular team. So it's very, very difficult to stop the supply of goals or even to stop the channel of goals. On the other hand, I agree. Bayern Munich are also doing similar. But then with Bayern, the goals are being shared among the forward line, which is Diaz, Olise, and then Harry Kane. These are the only reliable source of goals for Bayern Munich. They will score more, but then it's a matter of would they be able to outscore the Paris Saint-Germain team, which is no, I don't think so. Because at a point in time, to the 5-2, 5-4, it was even a 5-2. We all thought they were running away with a 5-2 win until the masterclass from how do you call it, Bayern. So I don't think Bayern still stands favorite or are the favorite for this Champions League. No, PSG has the firepower and what it takes. They have all it takes to go to the Allianz Arena and then ship Bayern Munich there, or even maintain a goalless draw or something. But then at the end of the day, I expect PSG to advance.
I don't know what you think, but let's also hear from you in the comment section. What's your prediction? The two epic semi-final games, your Bayern Munich against PSG, and then also Arsenal up against Atletico Madrid.